Hello everyone, I'm Omega Party, welcome back to Lazarium. I forget which episode we're on, but hey, we'll figure that out as we go. As always, Glorious Dungeon Master, Vader Annihilator, Confused Elf, Tolnock, I'd say more confused human, Prince Wanderer, and our forever recapper, Feed Moons. Moon, what happened last time, please?
So what happened last time? We started off with we were coming towards the end of the fight with the giant demons. I believe that's where we started off, right?
Yes, yeah.
Sir Steve had just been downed, and yeah, we started off with that next round. Our resident not witch, Rachel, running in to help. Um, And as she starts running in, the giant demon, after having just downed Sir Steve, brings his sword down and cleaves it through Saint Ethelred, um, downing him essentially as well for the rest of the fight. Though well, luckily enough, our elf was still alive and hadn't been executed yet, and he managed to finish off the giant demon, pulling out his special dagger, throwing it straight into its weak spot, and finally felling it and sending it straight back to hell from whence it came.
Whence it
Um,
came.
the rest of the group, Randall and Tybros, were fighting Lady Elwyn, who sadly managed to just about escape before they could finish her off, sacrificing one of her devout followers, blowing them up in this massive explosion of necrotic energy and disappearing herself. Um, in the aftermath of the battle, um, everyone started coming to terms as the adrenaline wore down with their injuries. There was injuries on pretty much everyone, I think,
Yeah.
like Tybers, yeah. Um, except maybe the elf. I think he got hit. Um, I can't remember what happened to Randall. Was it internal injuries again?
Just emotional
Um,
damage mainly.
it's emotional.
You had internal bleeding.
Mainly
So,
just emotional damage.
Emotional
um,
damage.
basically, everybody was injured. They're all incredibly hurt. Um, everyone started piecing themselves back together. So Steve was saved by Rachel, I believe. Yeah, because Randall was still yeah. Um, after all that happened, everyone started picking themselves back up, putting themselves back together. So Steve had like a demonic infection that was slowly spreading through him as days went by, threatening to kill him. But luckily, we had Randall taking care of him and Rachel, who managed to cure him over the next few weeks as we traveled south, heading towards the the name of the monastery escapes me.
The Second Son's Monastery.
Second Sons. Thank you. Um, eventually healed our elven companions who survived the fight. Captain Ellerin and his 20 others bowed out and said that they had to head back to Whitewater to explain to Lord Philiphandrel exactly what happened. And the rest of us, more or less, just continued on our way to the Second Sons. There was a little bit of role play between characters on the way, but I don't think I missed anything else too important.
No.
No, I think you got it all there, Bran. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're still barely moving. Um, so you're still not in a good way. Randall's mostly over his internal injuries, but they're still troubling him a little bit. Um, And I believe Tybros is okay at this point.
I'm pretty good. I just got a bit winded and a bit
Yeah.
scared.
Your any lacerations you got, they're healed up by now. You've been traveling for, I think we said, a month at least. I think it was of traveling back.
Yeah, was all
So
from nursing Sir Steve.
yeah. What you mean? Reading to him?
I rode him. Not rode him. I did not rode him. I read him the sports section and local news.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Tybros and Steve.
Riding my pony.
Oh,
All right.
natural attraction.
Well, we're going to arrive back at the Sun Hill Monastery, the Second Sons Monastery, where Sir Steve's going to meet someone that he rode after being ridden by Tybros. So, all right, you guys, you arrive at the Sun Hill Monastery, and it's different from what you remember. Like the barricaded walls look like they are improved upon. I mean, Casper did a pretty good job with his engineering skills in setting up the foundations and getting them planned out. But by the time you left, they were still being built fully. But you've even seen some more of like Randall's family, or like at least friends or other families have turned up, and they've got like tents and their caravans basically outside at the bottom of the little hill that the monastery is built on. The steps go up and the gates open at this point. Obviously, they've seen you guys come in. They obviously don't perceive you as a threat, we're pretty sure. So you are allowed to come straight in. And as you come in, there's a greeting party for you of Randall's family. And obviously at the front of that family greeting is Auntie Rochelle, hands, fists on hips, a very scolding look on her face.
Randall
Staring.
backs away. I'll go into the bastion, where I may be murdered less violently.
She's staring daggers at you. She kind of gives you the come here.
I hang my head. I do not disobey. I hither. And I solemnly step towards her.
Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
There are no words that I can say endlessly, except for one. Sorry. And I just hang my head.
And then she'll just grab the back of your head and your shoulder and just pull you into
Suplex.
one of Auntie Rochelle's well-known like big bear hugs. It's all right, dear. It's all right.
As Randall's head is buried, and no one can see his face, I cry.
Oh.
I cry.
You did what you could. You did what you could.
There's just blubbering noises coming from her shoulder.
Now you just tap me on the shoulder when you're done.
There's a fairly long pause. And he does compose himself. And he taps her on the shoulder. And he moves his head away.
She lets you step back. Now, did you bury him well?
He did. He fought well. He lived well. He died well. He will be remembered always.
No,
Oh,
she greets J-Ron while you're saying this and hugs him, and she looks around and where's Josiah?
He too is not with us, but he is well. He is not harmed. I assure you, he will return to us safely. Me and J-Ron will see to that, won't we, J-Ron? As I hit him with my elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. We'll do it. We'll do it. And she goes, all right, I believe you. Now,
I'm going to put my hand on Auntie Rochelle's shoulder. I'm glad to be home, amongst family. I've missed you all. I mean, I just see all the little ones running around in the background towards us.
yeah, like all your siblings line up to give you a hug. You know, in order of how you've written them on your family tree. Rudy, Riley, Rushon, Roj, and
Oh,
Rydell.
wee.
Oh, God, there's more of them.
Oh, like the family resemblance is like uncanny. Like all the boys look pretty much like dead on.
As all the hugs and the greetings are over, I love what you've done with the place. It really feels like a good home.
Yeah, your brother's like, yeah, man. Those monks with us, we built this place up, and those links that you and Casper gave us with the Timberland and Sons. Yeah, they helped. They provided a lot of the wood. And I mean, you see behind me, like we built this like internal wall around the actual chapel. Man, it's good. And I'll drag you onto the map. Yeah, you see like behind, like around where the actual chapel is, they've built almost like an inner wall.
Wow.
There's an extra fence. You kind of look around within the walls, and there's actual like stable structures, houses that have been built around. Obviously, mostly made of wood, but there is one brick building, and you notice that Auntie Rochelle's like she's still got a caravan. It's still parked next to the house, but she has the big house. Obviously, she is the matriarch of this family. But yeah, they're very proud of the work they've done here.
As they should be. It's very impressive. All this in a year. You guys have been working hard. I'm glad to see you're finally settled. Somewhere
Hey,
that
man.
we can.
You know what our family can do when we actually put our heads down?
Oh, I'm home. I'm finally home.
And a couple of women are staring at you, says Steve. They look very, very similar and very almost identical.
Just question. With my high passive, would I catch that?
Oh yeah, I mean they're not being subtle about it. They're like,
Wonderful.
Please say they're both arms crossed. Just yeah. Look who's come running back.
the foot's tapping as well.
I, Tiberius Rain, nudge my friend, Sir Stephen. Sir Stephen, I believe you've caught the eye of some lovely ladies over there.
He's gonna look over at them.
Play it cool, Sir Steve.
I assume we're still on Sir Steve is still on horseback at this point. 'Cause he can't walk that well, so he's still
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you might to be fair, you would probably have been riding in the carriage, so you would have had to have gotten you would have gotten out of the carriage when you guys stopped to be greeted.
Oh, okay.
You would be on foot.
Oh, okay. He'll look over at them. No, Ben. Is there a way for him to speak to them and say a name without really looking at either one of them in particular? Just in case, he
I mean,
picks
you
the
could
wrong
say it
one.
and like you could say the name as you look at the floor, maybe. I don't know, but that
Hmm.
doesn't scream confidence to me. Um,
It's not what they would like.
no.
He's not very confident after what he's been through the past month.
Whatever he rolls, I'd like to roll insight on his deception.
I can let a roll decide if you want to try and. Or do you want to see if you can remember? Do you want to roll a history check to see if you can recall which one it is? There are subtle differences in their faces and their hair.
Tybris is just there
feel like
staring at you, obviously, like, what the hell are you doing?
I feel
Just
like the
stand there
second one of
awkwardly.
them speak, he'll know who it is, but he'll just look over between the two of them, um, start walking over to them. Do either of them react differently as he walks over?
Raised eyebrow.
Which one?
Bow.
Damn it! You piece of. Starting to think this is fucking magic. There's an illusion.
Andrew, what the hell is
Oh.
going on over there?
I haven't been here, so I know less than you, but just from my skills of deduction, I would say he's
Genius.
had fun with one of them,
He's,
but I don't think he knows which.
he's walking like a beta cuck boy.
Accurate.
I don't know what that means out of character, but he's definitely not walking the way he used to because he's still really injured.
Yeah, you're like limping over there.
Yeah.
Question, Ben.
Oh.
Is it possible for me to just insight check the two and see it, just so I can see if I can figure out which one's more pissed off, or like if one's more angry in a more like just silly manner, and which one's actually personally hurt?
Oh, that'll be very hard to do. I'll let you roll an insight, but
Oh yeah, this is just to see. I'll probably roll low. 27.
Probably roll low, he said.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, for the sake of not spoiling it for Sir Steve, yes, you can tell. I'm not going to say which one.
I don't want to say which one either. I just want to see if I
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Yeah, you're looking at him like, mm-hmm. No, that one.
Yeah, I just keep an eye on her. Just watch what she does.
Shit. I hate you all. I hope I haven't done anything to warrant such a reaction, but he just says, looking between the two of them, did I do something wrong?
The one on the left steps forward and slaps you clean across the face.
Tracks.
Please take some damage.
I told you to keep him safe.
He nods.
You promised.
That I deserve that. Yes. I tried, but there's no talking your family out of fighting. There's no keeping someone safe on the battlefield like that, and it was a massive battlefield.
She just puts her hand forward with a finger to your lips, just like. That was for Andre. You deserved that. However it happened, you made a promise and you broke it.
He just bows his head.
And then she lifts your chin up and then gives you a kiss on the cheek and a hug. And then in your ear, she whispers, "But this is for keeping your promise to come home." The other one's still like, mm-hmm.
He's in there, mate. He's in there.
I'm just waiting for like this like embrace to stop, and then the other sister steps forward and just goes.
Tybris is like so excited. He's like, look at Andrew like, what the hell is going on? This is brilliant. What are they gonna do next?
The other sister like disappointedly turns around like, "You should have lifted it as a slap." And turns around.
So he's just gonna rub his cheek where he got slapped. No, you could really do pack a punch. Have you ever actually tried swinging a sword? Actually, maybe a club.
No, but she kind of like steps back and looks at you. You're not exactly looking like the man I remember. She like raises a little eyebrow.
That's what almost dying does to you. Twice, in fact.
Those sound like campfire stories to me. Now come on. Winter chill's setting in. We need to get you got warm. And she leads you off.
You'll follow.
I mean, at this point, you barely have a choice. Like you're in no fit state to resist.
Yeah, he tries to pull away. She's like, poof.
And she is gonna nurse you back to health, whether you like it or not, basically.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, she's going to be the future Auntie Rochelle.
Once Randall's done with his greetings, he's gonna holler Tybris and answer a veer over to himself.
Tybris is who the hell are these people?
Randall's like waving towards you. Oh, I guess it's about time. Meet my family. It's like two wide arms just like circle out, and there's just an army of gypsies standing behind him.
That actually explains a lot.
And he just starts going. He just starts naming names. Like that's da 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 da. He's just like pointing at them all as if you're meant to remember these names.
Lovely to meet you. Nice to meet you. Good to meet you. Love the hat.
I'm with every person that Anzar's meeting, he's just giving a different name.
We're kissing on cheeks, are we?
Just for fun. Just for fun. But like even like right next to someone that he just gave a name to. Hi, Michael. I'm John. Hi, I'm Samuel.
Randall just yells, "You Dwayne! Come meet this posh boy!"
Ah, I can tell you're a hugger.
They're all huggers. They are all huggers.
Can I have my rings back, please? Thank you.
Yeah, your pockets are definitely a little bit lighter after.
Yeah, well, I'm probably doing the same shit that they're doing.
Yeah, your pockets are the same.
But I feel like some of them, especially that like I can see have like thicky fingers. It is more of a thing of like I'll show what I've taken from them, and they'll probably show it to me, and they'll be like, "Hey, not bad."
No, it's not a blouse. It's a dueling tunic. Thank you. Yes.
He just said, "Hey, why's that man wearing a dress?"
Yes. No. Yes. I can show you how to make one too. Yes.
Yo, Randall, is it that Teddington's guy's like son or something? Like,
Just
that other posh boy you brought round here last time.
no, you know me. Posh boys just seem to follow me around.
Teddington.
Yeah. It's like you there, rent boy or something.
Oh god, I've had worse.
I've missed them all, I must say.
Oh.
I would also like to introduce the saint to my family.
Of course, just a natural, normal day. This is a saint.
I mean, they just treat it normal. They're just like, cool, man. Nice to meet you, Saint Ethelred. Yeah, sure. And they love it. They don't treat him any different. He's just another person to them. They're not religious zealots like Randall.
They will be soon.
Yeah, they haven't had the religious experiences like he has.
I will create the cult.
However, in between all of this greetings and so Steve, like, just before you're kind of like fully dragged off to the side, you hear a booming voice over the crowd as you hear the familiar tones of Brother Boris as he shouts over, Randall, Sir Steve.
Hey!
And he like waves, his massive frame just wades through the crowd of family, just pushing people, Assassin's Creed style through the crowd. Like,
Who is
and he
this
just like
guy?
picks you up, Randall, like 2 hands on your shoulder, brings you into a hug, puts you down. He kind of like goes over to Shanice, who's like, "Milady, sorry, just quick greeting," and he picks Sir Steve up and waves him around. It's strong but a gentle hug, considering he sees that you are injured. It's like being hugged by a cloud at that point. And he sets you down and goes, and like drags in Randall, hand on like both your shoulders. "It's good you are back. I have stew ready as well."
The whole way back, all I could think of is how much I can't wait to have some more of your stew.
You know it is the best.
I think of it every night.
You must be this Casper I've heard a lot about. Lovely to meet you. I'm Tiberius Rain.
No. My name is Brother Boris. I am monk from Order. Kesper passed through not too long ago, maybe a month gone.
Randall's face drops as he hears that. What?
Yes.
Casper
Yeah.
was here?
Run that back real quick.
What? He said
must
he
be
told you he was
mistaken.
leaving and he had to take care of sword thing. He's off somewhere with Brother Isaac. They go to a secluded spot to try and tame the beast as such, and keep away from population. He also mentioned there is big demon chasing him, so keep that away from population as well. Not just demon in sword, but other like flaming demon that chases people.
We are aware of that one.
So him and Brother Isaac, they are trying to practice his will and temper the sword as such.
Just seem to be knee deep in demons these days.
No idea.
I hope that he manages to do it, but I expected once he left, the demon would take back over not soon after.
Well, apparently it did a couple of times. He had lots of penance to ask for, dead farmers and such when he lost control. But it is constant battle of wills, which is why we sent Brother Isaac with him, so he has a holy man nearby.
Brother Boris, it truly means a lot to me to hear that Casper is fighting this demon and may one day return to us. I hope it is sooner rather than later. Please keep me
Well-
updated if there's any progress from Brother Isaac.
He corresponds every month or so, so maybe we hear at the end of winter or something. But he did not look well, which one can expect when you're almost possessed at the time. But all things considering, he was healthy. Healthier than I expected, bigger than I remember as well, like he'd grown, which is weird for a man who passed puberty. But you know. Anyway, you have lots to tell. He didn't really stop to tell us much, but assuming, and he like definitely looks to you, Sir Steve, looking at you, a lot of shit has happened. Yes.
That would be an understatement.
He goes, well, there'll be time for that. You need eat, you need warmth, and I'm sure Bishop Robert would love to speak with you. The he, but so Steve, I will leave you with your lady. I'm sure she will take care of you. I will have stew delivered to you. Yes. Um,
He goes to answer and stops and looks at her.
she nods.
Yes.
Good. Good. Hope you get fighting fit again. And Randall, introduce me to your new friends. Last you were here, there were Alexei, and obviously Casper. Um, what has happened to Alexei? And who are these new guys?
Oh, I'll keep you up to date, but let's go have some stew, and I'll sit down over a dinner with him and have some stew. Alexei,
Yeah, he drags you to the like there's basically a pot stewing out front here.
well, I'll go to him. Oh, as good as I remember. Alexei, dear friend of us both, has travelled far east. He's gone off to Tenerium and will be back hopefully soon. I tried to get word to him occasionally, but we haven't heard much back in response. We both know he can take care of himself. Our new acquaintances, believe it or not, are creating some form of order, somewhat voluntarily. We've now gone by the name of Keepers of the Solstice. We're here to defeat the cult and uphold the laws of and the order of Latarin and Ruana.
He
We
kind of gives
have
you a
here
look. You're not trying to replace us, are you?
no, nothing could ever replace anything as mighty as the Second Sons. Think of it more of an extension, preaching the
All right.
good word of Latarin, of course.
Good, good. Now, your friends, you're starting on them.
Of course. And I'm going to scream over, Balls! And I'm going to go, this is one of my best friends, Balls.
He greets Boars, gives him a big old hug, which is really weird considering how big Boris is. Seeing him kind of like lean down to hug Boars, it's a weird sight.
Hasn't Paul's got one leg now?
Yes, Boars has got one leg.
Once he greets Balls, Jimmy! Jimmy too!
The two Jimmies
We
come
have
over.
Jimmy. He's missing a few fingers, don't think much of it. He's a nice enough guy, despite his past. We have the other Jimmy here, good with an axe. We have to watch him around the full moon time, but I'll come on to that one later.
He gives you a what?
I pat him forward to get a hug from Balls, both of them.
Yeah, yeah. He gives both a hug.
And this lovely lady, who has saved my life and many of us more times than we'd like to admit, is Rachel. Hopefully she can find a home somewhere by the end of this, but for now she's with us. A very soft heart and a good soul. Treat her kindly.
He gives her a hug. Any friends of Randall's are welcome here as their home, of course. And
And
the
this
others,
young man, as I know, this young man, as I push fire, This was a squire of the Emerald Order who has fallen into my ward. I wish to take him under our wing and show him the good way of Lazarium. Introduce yourself, young boy. This is Boris. We still haven't named him.
You didn't introduce his name, so hello, Mr. Boris, sir. He gives him 2 hands on the shoulder. Back straight, boy. Stand up tall. It's all right. We'll show you the ways of Lazarium. We'll get a robe on you soon. And he calls over one of the other acolytes, with a new face that they've clearly recruited. Get this one a robe. And he sends him on inside.
Well, I think you've met the keepers of the solstice. Let me introduce you to the other two, as he raises his eyebrow. The elf over there goes by many names. His true full name, that we know of most recently, is Ans Revere. He's been traveling with us for quite a while. A key and crucial part of our crew. Questionable to some of us. I'll let Sir Steve explain his views. And I'll let you make your own judgment, and Latarin can judge him further. And I wait for Ans Revere to come over.
Just gives a little nod.
Boris holds out a hand.
He'll take it.
The pleasure. Obviously, Randall's introduction was very strange, and I'm not sure what to think of you, but you have survived this long with him, so you're good in my eyes so far.
I turn to answer and say, perhaps it's because of me you've made it this long. For the winter, perhaps either heal your wounds with Sir Steve or keep your distance. Time will heal if not. I nod to Ans Revere afterwards. And finally, but definitely not last, we have a self-proclaimed High Lord, very prestigious man in his own right, Lord Tiberius, he yells across the field.
A lord.
So he said, Lord is it? I forget, or grace, or noble, or how do you refer to yourself, man?
Well, I'm not a lord to start with. My father's the lord. And there's a brother ahead of me who will become the lord. So I guess I'm just Tiberius.
Oh, just Tiberius? Meet Boris.
Hello, Boris.
Boris was like mid bow. Oh, you're not lord.
No, I don't think technically, no.
Oh, good. And he claps you on the shoulder with a hand that's probably a lot more forceful than intended, but you shifts you a little bit.
You're a
I
strong
point
one.
back at Tiberius. This well-spoken young man came to us in our hour of need. He fought alongside us with his crew, and we've been grateful for his company since.
Randall speaks well of.
I appreciate it. Randall is an example to us all, to be honest. Fighting alongside him is an inspiration.
He's not an example in everything. The man is, don't know whether he's changed, but his morals questionable at times.
Oh, yes, but I mean, we all have our faults.
This is true.
Boris, I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. Are you the resident chef for this estate?
I am, yes. Yes.
I could. Please, let me introduce you to a good friend of mine. This is Aaron Jones. And Aaron comes over. He's my personal chef. He's actually very talented in the ways of the elven cooking of Telarium. If you wish to learn anything from him, I'm sure he would be happy to answer any questions.
I know a few Telarian recipes. Good, let's go inside and talk. And he puts an arm around your cook and just starts walking and goes, oh, Bravo Robert is over by the gate. Take your stools. Go, talk. And he's just coercing your cook inside to start talking. food.
Aaron's, they're talking knives to start with.
Yeah. Oh yeah, utensils.
I've got a
They
9-inch
drag
whisk.
inside.
I
And,
will take Tiberius back to Brother Sven and Saint Athelred, and we'll make our way, and Lance Revere if he's alongside us, and we'll make our way back to Bishop Robert, for someone who I'm looking forward to seeing.
As we're walking, I'm going to lean over to you, Mr. Randall.
That's Mr. Wilder to you.
Mr. Wilder.
What can I do for you, Mr. Bree?
I've been meaning to ask you a question, if I could be so bold.
Oh, as long as it's not personal.
That spear you threw me, there's something about it. The moment I touched it, I felt like I could take on the world. What's going on with that?
This old thing, as I pull it out in front of me, this came to me back when I was starting out my venture with a very good friend of mine. It's a mysterious weapon which has served me well, but has indeed stayed with me through times that I'd rather forget.
Of course, you feel free to say no to this, but would you mind if I took care of it for a while? I feel like, is there any way I'm gonna ever put that bitch down?
He looks at you with a smirk and looks back at his spear. Well, as I said, every time I wield this, it reminds me of a previous me that I'd much rather forget. Although it has served me very well. I can't bear to think of the things that I've done alongside it. I hope that you may give it a better future and treat it with better morals than I did.
As long as you're fine with me burying it in the back of Lady Elwyn.
Nothing would make me happier.
Or the front, face. Don't really care. Just somewhere.
With a smile, 2 hands, I pass it over, and as you take it, he pulls a small little pigskin out and say, "Here. It's nearly empty, but use this with it, and Latarin will lead you through the fight." And he passes you an oil of Latarin with 2 uses left.
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Wilder. Good to shake your hand, very. You wait till we get to Everspire. God, I'm gonna make you. Oh, you'll love it.
Well, look after her. Dusk Piercer, she's called.
Dusk Piercer, perfect. Sums up exactly what she needs to do.
She's had a good history. Sadly, not the best with me.
Oh.
Please make her name remembered. For the right reasons this time.
Of course. Thank you, Randall.
He pats you on the back and walks alongside you.
Now, who's this man up here? He looks important.
He doesn't actually look that important. Even now he's a bishop. Bishop Robert doesn't. He's not wearing the bishop's hat.
Yeah, but Ben, it's not just how you dress; it's how you carry yourself.
It is true. It's how you stand. It's how you hold yourself.
I can see it.
Yeah, you know a man of importance. You have that knowledge in your head.
And I'm Tiberius Rain, wielder of Dusk Piercer.
Dropper of spears and fleer of battles. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. That wasn't my fault, and you know it.
No, I know. Yeah, so brother Bishop, I keep saying brother Robert. Bishop Robert is that he stood there with like hands behind his back, hands clasped behind his back as he waits for you to approach. He's like flanked by the other brothers of the order that you remember, in Micah and Tobias. obviously, you can see that. Obviously, as you remember, there's not many brothers left after the time where you had to obviously save them, and after the battle. But yeah, you approach, and he kind of like looks at you, looks at Randall, smiles. Good to see you, Randall. It's so good to see you.
You too, Robert.
And he says, "Come here." Yeah. Gives you a hearty hug. I saw Sir Steve get dragged off that way. Is he all right? Not in any trouble with the lady, is he?
He's a grown man. He'll have to figure that one out for himself.
Very true. Very true.
I love what you've done with the place, Bishop. I'm very thankful for you giving a home to my family.
What else would I do? They helped us out when we were in need, and they were willing to put their lives on the line to defend this place when it was under the possibility of siege. I'm grateful they are here and more than happy to accommodate them within these walls that they helped build. So, no, there's no thanks needed. You are well?
Times are tough. It's been a challenging year. But we'll fight on. In the Taran's light, we will succeed.
Good. And you brought back the book to finally be held within the vault?
He nods.
Good.
I brought back something else. Something that I did not believe in. I'm going to turn my shoulder around. I think there's someone you should meet. And I'm going to point him back to Brother Sven and Sir Athelred.
He looks to you quizzically, and who am I supposed to be meeting?
When we were up the most treacherous mountains, making sure the cult did not get their goal, Casper made an ultimate sacrifice, but in doing so rewarded us with this man. No man. A saint. Saint Athelred.
He steps forward. At your service. And Bishop Robert looks to Brother Sven first of all for confirmation as Brother Sven's like, this is the guy. Well, it is an honor. A saint within these walls. The Order's born again. We've had to recruit since Randall last left, but it is a pleasure to have you here. Please, Brother Michael will show you around. And Micah and Brother Sven take Saint Alfred and take him off. And I look forward to speaking with you later. It looks back to you, Randall, as so not only do you succeed in your task, bring the book back for safekeeping, also bring a saint.
As I said, I
One we
didn't
thought
believe
lost.
it myself. That man, again, no man, that saint, he's something else. He is what we need to end this evil once and for all.
Are the legends true? The stories? What they say about the saints?
And more.
Now. And he goes to greet all the people with you.
Jimmy, Rachel, Bors, Posh
They've
Boy,
stayed back,
Elf.
they've stayed back at the
Yeah.
fire pit. So it's just Tyberos and Ansriver. He kind of goes forward, offers you a little bow, Tyberos, just a little bow of the head. A pleasure.
hand to you too.
Kind of gives you a physical look.
No, I shake his hand.
You are welcome here,
Thank you for
friends
your
of our.
hospital. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Any friends of our allies are friends of ours, so you are welcome.
Thank you for your hospitality.
There are beds in the Sun House, newly rebuilt, refurbished, so they should be comfy enough. Might not be to your station, but they are what we have to offer.
My friend, any bed will be greater than the ones on the road.
Is that not true? And our elven friend, he leans forward, gives a little bow.
Yeah, Ezra just does a Alvin military sort of just short bow.
And a pleasure to meet one of the elven kind as well. From Whitewater, I assume?
Yes.
I can see it in your complexion, the way you hold yourself. Not like those of your kin from Telerium. I believe you've been separated for so long from them.
I've met some from there on my travels, but for the most part I've stuck to those from Whitewater, yes.
Well, I would love to hear your story, maybe later, but I assume now you'll want to unpack your things and get settled in. I will leave you to it. Make yourselves at home. Heated our fires and be merry. Time is good here. Winter is coming. The festival will be as good as it always was. Gifts will be given. And he leaves you to get yourself settled in. And as you're wintering here, you're up until the like the winter festival, the Yule festival. You guys can do whatever you wish in this place. So, over the course of like the next few weeks, shall we say, Ansriver, what would you have yourself doing?
I had to start with me. So
I'm going from the top of my screen, left to right.
um I there's a couple things I think I'd be doing. And just um just being in an unfamiliar place. It would be more about and like knowing that he has to stay in an unfamiliar place. It's then just becoming about like familiarizing himself. He would probably volunteer to help with making use of his high perception skills and just being able to like keep watch and like helping out with like guard duty and things like that.
Yeah.
He would also be spending quite a bit of time training both himself, but also he actually wants to get the two Jimmys to be better.
Okay.
And also if there's any like
What would
healthy
you like
looking individuals.
what would you want to train the two Jimmies in?
Well, um, for Jimmy Three Fingers, it's very much like developing his skills, like the more roguish sides of like actually teaching him how to sneak, how to pick out weaknesses, and like I just want to sneak to be better. Like,
Yeah, no,
I'm really just like focusing in on that for Jimmy Three Fingers.
okay.
Um, basically just a rogue course.
Yeah, I mean, like he was very, very skilled at like pickpocketing, thieving. So you didn't really need to help him with that. Like his sleight of hand is pretty
Mm.
good as it was. But like yeah, you give him some tips on the sneaking around, and you can boost that. And I'm guessing Jimmy Werewolf, you probably want maybe do the same, so you can boost his ability in that regard. Um, He's not he's not the most
Yeah, it's for
nimble.
him. It's less of that, but more focusing in on like what's it called? So less about stealth, but more about like getting used to a battle and like reading your opponent. So more
Okay.
teaching him like insight, because I feel like that's one thing he doesn't have is like he has strength and like he has all the stuff, but he just doesn't have like the experience to utilize it.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
for me, it's more like teaching him how to like honestly, if I'm like choosing from like a sub skill that I want to teach him from Grit and Glory, it is the insight battle. What's it called?
Inside fighting.
There's no there's a on Grit and Glory there's a sub skill that's basically about like reading the battlefield.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, for me it's more like I'm trying to teach him how to understand how like the battlefield works, so he feels a bit more confident.
Cool. Yeah. No. A mixture of time. You can like they'd probably both take your stealth lessons, and then the time that you'd probably save in what you thought you'd have to teach Jimmy Three Fingers to how to like do the more roguish stuff, which he's already quite proficient at. You kind of be like, okay, I'll leave you to your own devices on that regard, and I'll take more time with Jimmy Werewolf to teach him, to be more comfortable on the battlefield. So yeah, that sounds good enough to me. Anything else?
Um, I have one thing, but uh, are we allowed to do training for sub skills?
You can start to. It's probably not enough time to fully train it yourself, but
Mm.
yeah, you can begin
Yeah,
that.
because it is a mixture of something I do actually want mechanically, but also just in character. Um, so I want him to start training in the sub skill of empathy.
Okay.
I actually want him to start learning from a lot of the priests here and understanding what it means to be vulnerable and like feel for someone.
Okay.
You level
Yeah.
up in emotions.
I want to learn
Yeah.
how to feel again.
Brother
No,
Sven.
well, because yeah, it's less from a like he's
Okay.
mainly used insight as a thing of like to learn how to manipulate and how to fuck people over, but now it's like what do I do when I actually want to help the person?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you'd probably be able to get like Brother Sven would be very helpful. Even like Bishop Robert. Um, then you could even like get like Randall might be able to point you in the direction of like Auntie Rochelle. Auntie Rochelle was probably like perfect at like picking up on people's emotions and being there for people. Like that's what made her the matriarch. Um, like so, yeah. Like you probably actually get help from like Randall's family. You'd get help from the monks. Yeah, you'd be able to get enough training in that regard. That's cool. Yeah, you
cool.
can begin training that. I don't. I can't remember how long it takes. If it does say that on the Grit and Gory. But
Yeah,
what comes?
during a day of downtime with at least 4 hours of training or studying, you can make a skill check using the basic skill. If you're, and then I think you decide how much points I get. Because it's 50 points for like for trained, I think, and then
Okay.
I think for expert and master, I need to have a teacher.
Okay. If you roll me 3 checks, we'll do it for 3 weeks, and we'll just count those rolls for the 7 days, basically. Yeah. And while you're rolling that, so Steve, what are you doing in this time?
Wow.
I was really
Wow.
hoping someone else was next. There's 3 things he'd like to do. One, get back in shape, get better. Which I feel like will just happen with time, but start exercising properly again to get himself into shape quicker, or get back into shape quicker.
Yeah.
Um, he'd like to, before the snows set in, head to High Tower if possible. And
What would with your state of body, you probably wouldn't be able to make the journey yourself. And it's be high unlikely for you to get there, and like it will be impossible
back.
for you to get there and back.
Okay. That's
I mean, like
ideal.
with the length of that journey, you'd probably be lucky to get there before the snow's setting.
Okay. That takes that bit out. There's like a small village near here, right? Like the Timberland place.
Yeah,
There's-
Timberland, and there's also
Village to the south,
yeah. Where
where
is it?
my dear love of my life resides,
Champagne
who I should probably go and visit.
Tadsgrove. Yeah, Tadsgrove is closer than Timberland and Sons.
Okay. Because he wants to go there and then pick out like a gift for Shanice for the Yule thing because of last year's bad one. He needs to kind of make up for it this year.
Didn't you get her a crossbow last time?
He didn't have anything because he didn't know that there was a Yule thing.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah. He didn't have time to go anywhere to buy anything. The snow set in as well, so he didn't. Yeah. So you'd like to go to somewhere like a nearby village or whatever to buy
Yeah,
something.
I mean, Tadsgrove is a bustling market town, so that's easy enough. That's good.
Okay. Oh, does she wear jewelry?
Yes.
Oh, very good. You'll buy her some jewelry then.
Good
not,
choice.
Not a ring because that might have a that might not go over well with Randall's family because they'd be like, oh, they're engaged. No, they're engaged.
Now, how much are you willing to spend on this jewelry, Sir Steve? How much does she mean to you?
I check my many hundreds of money and decide what measly sum I'll spend.
2 copper.
They say it's 3 months' salary, and considering we make loads of silver on every
Well-
single week from killing people.
Well, considering I haven't made any money this whole time.
You've got group funds.
Do we? I don't even know. I don't have access to that because Casper had it. I don't know how much we
He
even
left
have in
it
group
on
funds.
Grond. Grond is currently the
We-
richest entity in this whole region.
Yeah, I know that, but can we get like an actual like sheet to put group stuff into rather than because I don't know what we have in the group because we don't have
So
a
I can
sheet.
sort that at the end of the session. Yeah.
Are you're riding Grond, aren't you?
Yes.
No.
Technically, you that gold, that silver.
I think he let Saint Ethelred ride Grond on the way back.
So the,
Well, yeah,
saint,
you can ride.
the saint has taken all your money.
Assumedly the horses are still with us. Yeah, then you'd probably spend like. Let me look at the money again. I don't know how much is good for like jewelry in this setting. I don't know what they're priced like.
How much do we have as a collective?
I mean,
A lot.
you know, jewelry can cost anywhere between like 10 silver and 100 silver.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely not the 100 silver mark. That's gonna be robbed from her immediately. How about what you said between 10 and 100? So
Yeah.
I mean, even 20 is a lot. 'Cause that's like gold worth, right? That's like nearly a month's salary for like more than a month's salary for most common
I'm
people.
trying to make an excuse for your cheapskate brain, alright?
I was
Preach Shanice, right.
Oh, why don't I get
Oh,
gold plated?
he'll buy one like a necklace thing for let's say 20 silver.
Okay.
And then secondly I'm trying to think of how to There's no point buying clothes because she might not like them. Then like a bracelet as well.
Okay. How much you
And
spending
can
on
he
both?
25 silver.
Why
Oh,
does this feel like you're genuinely shopping for a partner? Like every bloke is just having this moment in a shop. Like, what do I buy?
First
How
thing,
much do I
clothes.
spend?
That's what my brain is doing.
you buy the first thing you see that you think they like, and you don't question it after that point.
yeah, but you don't buy clothes unless you
No.
definitely know their size.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gift cards.
Or if you
Can't
have
go
style,
wrong with a
you
gift
also
card.
need to have style.
Gift cards.
Um,
Gift cards are the least thoughtful present going.
They can get what they
Here,
want.
you do
It's
the
the most,
work.
it's the most logical thinking.
can can he get something engraved on the bracelet?
Yeah, what do you want to engrave?
Could he have it written in Elven on like one part, and then in Common on the other part? 'Cause she doesn't speak Elven, but the Elven just looks fancier. Like I
Oh, of
guess,
course.
right?
Bitches
Yeah.
ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
I like to
Um,
think it says chicken chow mein.
could have it say anything. She wouldn't know.
But in Elvish.
But in Elvish. Um,
What do you want it to say in Elvish?
you have to give me a moment to actually find it.
Oh
'Cause I
yeah,
wrote it.
yeah. We can come back to you. You've done your shopping. What else you doing? You can
Live,
decide later.
Um,
live,
the-
laugh, love.
the rest of the time after that, he's going to spend avoiding Anne's River like the plague.
One of those things where, like, you see him almost like walking down the street, just like turn around, walk the other way.
Or it's not even that. Like he'll walk past him, but he'll just outright ignore it. But he doesn't exist. And
Used to that. I'm a spy, so.
That's how we like it.
Andrew
if
is
he
right
walks
around going, you can't see me.
if he walks too
Okay,
close,
okay.
like if we're walking down, like and there's enough room for one of us, or like even two, he'll just purposefully like shoulder him out of the way.
Oh. Petty.
Thought Sir Steve was above this sort of behaviour.
Oh no, not this behavior. Oh, this
No,
behavior
this
is well.
is his
he's-
character arc
the thing
into
is,
darkness.
he spent so much time around Casper and Randall's family. This behavior is now becoming normal to him. They're slowly grading him down to like being a ruffian.
I'll make it easy. After the first time, I think just with Angela's high stealth, you just won't see him at all.
That works. Although then
What-
again, that's slightly scary.
All right. So you work on your fitness, getting present and avoiding Anne's River. Cool.
Yeah. One last thing.
Go on.
He'll train. He'll do training as well. He'll just run training drills and stuff for people. Whoever wants to show up and do training drills.
Yeah, I mean that'll probably have to wait until maybe at least like the third week once
Yeah.
you've got a little bit of strength up yourself. Because no one wants to go to a training session where the trainer can't even keep up with the people training.
That's true.
So, yeah, you wait until you've got a little strength back, and then you can start running some drills. Maybe you start like helping out. So I mean, the monks have been teaching some of Randall's family to fight, or they knew how to street fight. They didn't know how to martial fight. So
Yeah,
they've been getting some training. You just help assist with that. Brother Tobias is the one that's mainly leading those sessions, so you give him a hand in delivering those.
Yeah, he'll either teach them like shield work or horsemanship, one or the other, because he's a literal shield master and an expert on the horse. So either one of those.
Cool. And Tybros,
Hello.
other than being an eligible bachelor, what is Tybros doing?
I'm not being
This whole
I'm not being distracted by the thoughts. I'll say, "Begone, thought," if any come over to me. I will spend. How long have we got?
3 weeks, 3-4 weeks.
3-4 weeks, eh?
This is up until Yule. You'll have like another couple of weeks after Yule before you.
Oh, okay. So my current projects, which I'll be doing, I'll live a life of leisure. I'll spend time getting to know my companions, so we're a bit closer. Because I mean, we're still fairly strangers.
Mhm.
So I'll befriend them. When I'm not busy socialising, I'll consult my legal help and see who we can petition to help, like send letters, how we can help free Randall's cousin from his hostage situation.
Okay, yeah.
See if we can open up a line of negotiation with the rogue general.
Yeah.
And also any kind of parties we can petition to help with the Everspire situation and find my lost sister who's in the capital city somewhere. And also see if I can find my lost brother who's up in the north.
Okay. So you're throwing out a number of letters there. Let's have a persuasion check. When you send up a letter to, you find out that General Tidor has basically like homed in a tusk break. You get the legal help from your lawyer and solicitor, sorry, and I was going to say you have an advantage. So,
Excellent.
you get a positive response.
Dear sir or madam.
You get the idea that General not General Tidor, he does respond. He is open to negotiation. He doesn't want outright war again. He just at this point he does just want to be given his space. Like he doesn't want you coming at him. And he still stands firm that if you do come for him, the boy won't live, basically. But he doesn't want it to come to that. He wants to have assurances, basically. So if you can get him assurances that he will not be bothered, that he can be basically given Tuskbreak, the fortress to the north of Dirkenshire, as his now legal home, he will release Josiah straight away.
Okay. Well, should we deal with that in the next?
Yeah,
sure,
that'll be it.
That'll be like the letter goes and comes back sort of thing. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I'm not really sure how you'd get word from your brother, because if he's gone right into the
this
wildland,
is just sending out like a letter to Lord of a Northern Keeping. Have you seen this man? He likes to wear yellow.
Roll me a 1d100.
Dear sir or madam, have you seen my brother? Thank you. A 32.
No, you get response back, and it's no, sorry, we have not seen your brother, nor heard anything of him. You get no word, I'm afraid.
What about my
and
sister?
the last one was your sister.
Yes.
Was that in the capital?
We know she was sent off to the capital, so maybe check with some noble families, see if she's been spotted in court anywhere or anything like that.
Yeah, okay. Roll me another persuasion check.
I'm going to address this one like all my letters. Dear sir or madam, good morning.
Okay. Yeah, no, you get word back that your sister is well and flourishing in the capital.
Oh, Lotara. She's pretty good. Do I have like a address for her that I can contact her next week, or?
I'd say with a 21, you'd be able to get an address. Yeah, she's staying with like a family friend noble of your father's. So yeah, you'd have an address to send to.
Good news, everyone. Got contact in the capital. And I've got negotiations with the general. And then, when I'm not socialising or sending letters, Ben, or consulting my legal help, I will be painting. I'll be sketching little portraits of our party members that I will maybe put into one big party painting. Because it's a very scenic area, this, looking out over the lake.
It is, yeah. There's Very nice scenery around here, especially with the snow falling and everything like that.
Yeah, I'll just kind of sit at the top of this with like a little sketchbook sketching across the lake and little party
Yeah.
members' faces.
I like it.
I could,
Nice.
I can
Artistic.
I'm proficient in painting. Would you like a check to see how?
Go
good
on,
it is?
give me a roll. Let's see how it goes.
Oh.
Solid. It's not a. It's not like a, grand masterpiece, but it's very good.
But it's the
very
initial sketching, Ben, and then I can put the paint on top later.
It's a work in progress.
I'm just kind of getting the face, so you can tell who it is, and then once I start putting
Yeah,
the
no,
layers
oh, yeah,
on,
you can definitely tell who it is. You just like think, oh, maybe I can add like a little bit more shading here and there. Yeah, little bits like that.
it's WIP.
It's a whip.
Whip.
Randall.
Yep. I have a threefold plan. Part one, I will withdraw my portion of the company shares.
Do you get that clear?
Gron doesn't mind when I go up and take my share. Whatever the number is irrelevant. Let's just do it in factions.
1600 was what was on Grond.
Okay, I will take an equal share for party members involved. I'm not taking what would have been Casper's share, so that's still held in my head. Casper still is entitled to his share upon his return. And with my allocated amount, I will give 1/3 to Auntie Rochelle for the betterment of the family. I will give 1/3 to Bishop Robert for the betterment of the monastery. And then my third I will return into the Bank of Grond for a high interest rate return.
Okay, so is your 1600 divided by everyone in the Keepers of the Solstice?
I don't know how it's divided. I was doing main playable
Are you
characters.
including them, or are you saying it's a quarter? Because obviously, initially it was just Sir Steve, Ansriver, you, and Casper.
You need to get a treasurer.
I would say do it into so there's four of us. Well, I would say do it into we are one half, NPCs are another half. So our 4 is a half, and then the other half is to be distributed to NPCs.
So your share would be 200 silver then.
Yes. And I will give 1/3 to Rochelle, 1/3 to the monastery, and my own withholdings
So
for
60
future investments.
66 goes
That's
back.
66.
Yep. Okay, that's part one of Randall's plan.
1, 3, 2
I will
more.
return in 5 years for a return on my investment.
Grond isn't passing on the interest rates, he's only charging them on loans.
That's fine, as long as the inflation matches it.
This is not, it doesn't.
Okay.
It definitely doesn't.
It is really under.
Cost of living crisis.
Part two, I will of course welcome Rachel into the household and the family and introduce her, but I will be spending some time with her in the potion department and also getting to know her quite well, as she's been quite on the outside of the party as such. She's not a fighter, she's not sharing camp stories, so I'm going to keep her involved. And part three will be more so how you wish to let it unfold. Is there any form of smithing equipment on the grounds?
There's rudimentary stuff like there is an anvil and a small forge, but if you wanted a full smithing stuff, you'd have to go into Tadsgrove.
Nope. Well, I might make a day trip out. Yeah, you know what? I will make a day trip out to the smithy, Tadsgrove, and take Rachel with me.
Okay.
And upon request to the blacksmith, I would like to present him my Emerald Order sword, 8 meteorite arrows, to be the emerald sword to be broken down into shard formations, and the meteorite heads to be taken off, and I'd like him to make me a light mace, please, sir. Which is a finesse weapon. I checked.
So you want a meteorite silver mace made from
Meteorite silver mace.
mixture mixed with steel, because obviously you wouldn't have enough meteorite silver there to make a full one. But yeah, you'd layer it in there. It'd be made of a mixture of the two.
I will give
That
Rachel a good.
that'll set you back probably out of your 66 that would have been your share. That would probably set you back another, I don't know, because you've got all the materials for them. So I'll say another 15. We'll say 16 to make it a nice round number. So you put 50 back in the back in the loop.
I'll take while we're waiting for our weapon to be done. We'll board in Taz Grove. We'll have a nice tour. We'll purchase some resources that me and Rachel will need for potions as well. So we'll spend a bit of money on potion.
Do you avoid a possible jealous Champagnes?
Yes. There is the nice in and Shagpagnus in. I will give Rachel, of course, I'll spend money so she can have her own room, and we'll go out and source our own materials.
Cool.
And upon completion of the mace, we will return to the monastery, where I will daily be praying to Latarin to help this mace become victorious by using the spell Bless in any format that you want to give onto it, and asking other brother members to bless, and Rachel to also rub it with some magical juju.
I mean, yeah, she's not entirely sure what she can do yet, but with you like spending time with her, maybe like introduced to a lot of the monks and that, she can get a little bit of tutelage. So she might be able to control her powers a little bit better by the end of this. You never know.
So between the part 2, maybe part 2 of the 3-4 weeks, if it carries over, we'll spend some time on this new weapon. Mainly just trying to push Latarin's fight into it. Maybe just seeing what else. We're going to create a melting pot. Maybe during the furthest stage, we're standing over it chanting. Who knows?
It's starting to get very cultish at that point.
Tell you what, it seems to work.
Okay, you start doing that.
And in downtimes, we're making potions. Just things, maybe some ailments to help any common colds, making sure everyone's healthy, some healing potions, working on our own potions, a bit of home brewing, just a bit of, helping Rachel and me.
Yeah. All right.
That's part 3 done.
All right. All right. So, I'm just gonna quickly go back to Toll. So I'm gonna say you can't like work on it every single day of the week if you're like training all the other people as well. So I'm gonna say 5 days a week of the 3 weeks. Sound fair?
Oh, yeah,
So
that
that'll
works.
be 3 points times 5 for the first week, so 15. 5 points times 5, so 25 for the second week. So that brings you up to 40, and then 15 for the third week. So I think you get your full 50 points.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so that sounds good. And all right, which brings us to Yule, our Yule festival, which like gets hosted within the inner walls. Like everyone's invited in, even those in like the tents and the caravans that are outside the settlement. Like they're invited in. Everyone's welcome. There's a big feast that, like the now 2 cooks of the, so Aaron and Boris cook up an absolute marvelous feast. They have a few of the, obviously the acolytes, the monks in training, helping them out, including Randall's squire boy that he took from the Emerald Order. They are, yeah, they're serving up an absolute wonderful feast, and then it comes time to the gift giving. Obviously, there's games going on. There's like contests of strength, contests of skill. There's arm wrestling. There's full body wrestling. There's archery going on. There's axe throwing. There's all sorts going on. It's a proper festival. And even like there's some silly games like apple bobbing and all that sort of stuff. There's even a dunk tank that's been made with good old Vinny sat on the chair. He's willing to let himself be dunked, which all the kids love doing. Is like, hey, you can't get me.
Get me. You call that a throw? Mom, that I can throw. Oh, I kind of want to get Vinny. I'm gonna have a go.
Go roll me a dex check.
Yeah, screw you, Vinny. You ruined the family. We were better off before you, he says to himself before he throws
alone.
it. Hey, he ruined the family. Even though we all know it was Uncle Zach.
Yeah, I was going to say Uncle Zach definitely ruined the family. Yeah, just a straight dex.
It was. I'm still blaming Vinny for this.
Yeah, I mean, you compared to the kids, you're a master of accuracy here. Like you throw that stone straight at the target, spins it out, chair drops, he gets dunked in this like ice cold water. And yeah, he's not happy about it, and he like splashes you. What are you doing? And yeah, the festivities going ahead. Anyone else participate in any of the festivities, any of the games?
At this point, Sir Steve would be back to his old self, right? Like feeling a lot better.
Yeah. You're probably not as still probably building up the muscle in terms of like aesthetically and like literally, but like your stats are what they should be. Yeah.
Okay. He'll take part in the wrestling thing.
Full body or arm wrestling?
It depends. Which one is Boris in?
I mean, Boris would happily participate in either of them.
Yeah, that's the problem. He doesn't fare any good chances against Boris in either of them.
I'll say Boris. Boris is doing the arm wrestling. It was like between him and Andre last year. So
That's true. He'll do the arm wrestling again because he participated last year. I think he got beat by Casper.
I think he did get beaten by Casper.
Yeah.
Let me get my big boy dice out. Got my solid metal dice to roll for this. Appropriate for Big Boris. All right, roll me an athletics check.
Okay. Oh yes.
You say that.
Well, it's still good for me.
It's a very good roll, but sadly he's got a higher athletic skill, and he rolled a 17, which brings him to a 28. He got a plus 11, as he's just bigger than you. Like if you ever seen like the actual professional arm wrestlers, like the size of their arms next to a normal sized person's arm, it's like that. He like you're a big guy, but he just like his whole hand just engulfs yours, and just it's a tight fought game. It's a tight fought match, and you put up a very very good fight. You got like the technique. You're getting your shoulder in there, like you got it all sorted, but brute strength wins out, I'm afraid, and he knows the technique as well. So it's just too much for you.
Does it come down to me and him in the finals of this?
With those roles, it would come down to you and him in the final.
Oh, okay.
And like after you beat him, like he lets like 10 kids try and beat him at the same time. They're all trying to like hang off his arm, and he's still holding them up. He's having a good laugh with it.
Classic Boris.
Yeah. And yeah, so
could I have bought 2 extra things while I was in that market? Because I only thought about it after.
So whatever other gifts you want to give, I'm gonna get to the gift giving in a minute. Don't you worry. You'll all have a chance to give a gift or 2 or 3 or 10. That's up to
Okay.
you. However many gifts you tell me you bought, I'm obviously going to take some cash off you.
Yeah.
Unless you've handmade it. But yeah, obviously, Tyberos, Ansivar taking part in the games at all, or your business?
Not really my scene.
No, a bit beneath you.
Can't be seen beating up peasants.
No,
Yeah.
Ansivar?
Just to like not intrude on the festivities and just with the overall vibe people have with Ansivar at the moment. I think Ansivar would like be like, yeah, we'll just go and watch, so that people that would have been guards can actually go and enjoy themselves. Yeah, they'll just stay removed.
I mean, like you're told like, oh, like it's fine. No one will attack you, and you'll like we're fine. Just leave it.
Yeah, but I think Ansivar said, it's everyone will have more fun if yeah.
I will.
By that you mean Sir Steve will have more fun.
Yeah.
No one else
Well,
is.
it's him. Yeah. Yeah. It's just best to just yeah. I mean, this whole place, he feels like he's intruding. So
All right. Well, gift giving. Let's see what gifts are being given. Angela, did you get any gifts and leave them in places to be found? Because you're not going to obviously give them yourself.
like, well, firstly, I was just like, I don't like. Ezra has no money.
You have access to the group funds. You have to the Bank of Gron.
He doesn't know that. No one's. Everyone has every time. It's always been like
God.
that. That yeah, they've always said you're like it's not yours. So he doesn't believe he has any money on it.
You've got 200 silver
Um,
to wait there, but you don't know about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't know about it. So as far as he's concerned, he has 7 silver.
You can get a small present with that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he will.
Okay.
Hmm.
Fair enough. All right. Randall. Gifts.
Yeah.
Also, did you invite Champagnus to Yuletide at the monastery?
Ooh.
No. He knows her
Steve,
place.
He doesn't
Steve
need
is
to
going to have
open.
some words.
He doesn't
It's a
need to
good
open
day.
up.
It's a good day for business for her. So
Yeah, I'm sure she's got better things to do. She's probably long forgotten me. There will be the odd gifts, Auntie Rochelle, some nice fineries, bit of alcohol, generic stuff. I was gonna make something, but I'm just gonna say this now. This is not shipping. This is not me trying to be weird. I wanted to make Rachel something. Right.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Don't fuck off. Right. Because she is part of a party member and again, not a fighter, I would like to extend the offer. Not going to make it, that'll be in part 2 of the winter. The offer with my leather working tools, if she would like me to make her some leather armor, finery, tunics, for protection.
You give her a coupon for armor.
I'm going to ask her. I'm going to come up with some leather and I'm going to say, here's my tools. Would you like me to make you something? I'm not going to present her because we all know do not buy clothes. We all
Here's
know
a
this.
lever. You want me to make you something?
It's something I want to do in general and it's good enough as a gift, but it's not going to be pre-made at this stage. It's going to be the extension of the offer.
Okay. Yeah. No, she'd be more than happy for you to make her some armor.
Good. I will have
Especially
to.
if you went into more danger.
Yes. I'm genuinely worried for this woman dying at some point.
She only has like
And-
4.
I'm going to get a gift for my dear squire.
Okay, what are you getting for the dear squire / acolyte? Because you're not a knight. You can't have a squire.
No. I'm going to get something for the acolyte. I am going to give him a book. A book that I've held with me for a while.
Oh, not the book.
The book. No, not that book. The
The
other
squire.
book.
Light reading.
I am going to gift onto him the Book of Creation, the equivalent of the religious book.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And a little sash I was somewhat working on. It's going to be very small. It's going to be something that he can start to wear, which is going to be the Keepers of the Solstice sash.
Cool.
So
Alright,
the book
yeah,
is
no.
going to be wrapped in the sash.
Nice. Yeah. The book's probably quite worn from being with you for so long, so it's like a well-used book. Like it's clearly had good love and reading time on that. Nice touch there, Randall.
Good.
Tybros. I'm saving Brandon till last because I know he's probably got the most present to give out. Tybros, any gifts you're giving out at all, or are you above that?
Well, we
Do you not
normally,
give with
we normally do presents on Boxing Day. You know, the Yuletide day is for like actually celebrating Yuletide and not getting caught up on presents.
Do on St. Ethelred's Day, do.
Yes, I do. But I will give each of the party a little sketch of themselves that I've been working on, and I'll keep the good ones for the main, like once I've got
Yeah.
them for the main painting. But like kind of ones I can give up, I give away as a gift.
Caricatures.
No, they're good.
like you made like a full-size character portrait on maybe like an A4 size page
As like a
to
reference.
practice.
Yeah.
To practice on before you did the thing, and you can give out your little practice ones to each of the members of the party.
This is a big thing. This might be the first time you've ever seen what you look like. Some of you might be
Right. Randall
disappointed.
was disturbed.
Some of you, yeah, might be pleased.
It's
Does this hold power over me?
voodoo.
This is an heirloom you can give to your children so they know what Grandpapa looks like, Feed Moon. Except they won't call you Grandpapa, they'll call you Papa.
Brilliant.
Because they're Randall's family.
Nah, he'll be an
No.
uncle.
Not wrong.
They look lovely on your caravan.
I mean, caravans are pretty good for adventurers and knights.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
So, this is what you look like, Sir Steve. This is what you look like, Randall. And this is what you look like, Andrew. I had to tone down the shame on your one and put up happiness a little bit.
Is it a flattering picture?
Yeah, they are. So, like, so Steve's is
They're
like...
not currently.
No, yeah. Andreva's is him, like, kind of looking broody, kind of like from a distance, watching over everyone. Randall, yours is you happy and smiling with your family and having a nice time.
Okay.
So Stephen, it is you looking determined as you train your guys out in the field with a horse in the background. The horse wasn't there, I just used my imagination to put it.
It's just Grond, is it?
I used Grond as a reference, yeah, but I made him
Oh,
look
yeah.
smaller and a different colour.
It's not Grond at all.
It's bright pink.
A nice gift.
And then
Very, very nice.
I give you also a portrait of me to remember me by.
Oh,
Which with each of their presents is one of you as well.
And mine's framed.
I like the idea you actually have the frames specially made in Timberland, and so it's like I want it exactly this size to fit this size picture in.
I'm going to make a present for Grond.
Oh.
Oh, okay, go on.
Mainly to practice my level working before I start the real project.
You getting him a coupon for armor as well?
Maybe. I'm going to level work onto his saddle. Capital B, little e, little o, and then a capital G. Bank of Grond.
Oh,
Just on the side of his saddle.
I like the idea.
why is he putting
And we're going to
bog
have
on
him
here?
sponsor the local wrestling team.
Bank of Grond.
Bank
All
of Grond is now going to be a sponsorship.
Nice.
All right, and finally, Brandon, gift giving.
Well, okay. Who do I start with here?
Keep it short, yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. I'll start with the easy ones first. Brother Boris. He will have bought Brother Boris like a whole new like cookingware set, new pot, ladles. Because he's been such a good cook and chef to us, and he did get Sir Steve a present last year, so he'll buy him this bank, and he'll have like engraved on the side of the big pot. He'll just have Brother Boris, written on the side.
Nice.
Nothing too fancy, special. Just yeah.
No, he's very appreciative of that gift. You get another big bear hug.
At least I'm better now. I can take the bear hug.
Yeah, you can take it. Yeah. He puts a little bit more thought.
Auntie Rochelle. I thought about this after. He'd have gotten her a little also like another little bracelet, but with Andre written on it. For her lost family member.
Okay.
And then obviously the ones for Shanice, the two sets of jewelry. But lastly, to Randall. Now he's had a lot of off moments with Randall, but Randall has currently been there the longest out of everyone.
OG, mate, OG.
He will give Randall a fresh, new, white cloak with a hood, with like a fur trim along the hood, to keep him warm in the winter. Something to go more along the lines with his white arrow movement.
Thank you.
All right. And the brothers of the monastery all have gifts for you guys.
Brother.
Now, for Tybros, because they know you the least and they think you're a man of money anyway, so they don't think you've got like much to want anyway.
I don't even have a house.
They present you with
house.
some very nice, essentially like Persian rugs. Like they got them from the east. Like the merchant came in down the river and traded, and they've got you some very nice Eastern rugs. We'll say.
Hi, these are beautiful. You're far too kind.
We thought you man of money, man of taste. We thought you'd like them.
Yeah, these are beautiful. Is this? Yes.
This is real.
Yes. Suzenkian cotton. Very soft.
Very nice. Will go very nicely in your home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For Randall.
Curtains.
Wouldn't mind the rugs. They look like nice rugs.
They're going to look
They are
lovely.
very nice.
They're going to look lovely on my wagon.
For Randall, obviously, they obviously see it like obviously you've got the white cloak. This time you get given a almost like a matching quiver. This time, obviously, the last one you got was it's obviously been dark and doesn't really go with your white arrow outfit. This one is like white with like obviously it's not gold. It's more of like a bronzy sort of trim. But yeah, it's polished to almost be gold. It's like a dull gold sort of thing. But yeah, it's like a dyed white leather and bronze trimmed quiver for your arrows.
Lovely.
For Sir Steve, obviously you've. I mean, I'm guessing you've still got the saddle that you've
Yeah.
kept on the wagon. Yeah.
It probably would have been a little bit damaged at this point, but he's trying to keep it as safe as he can.
Yeah. Oh, you are gifted with a helm. It's not massively ornate, but it has been embossed with the symbol of the Keepers of the Solstice. And it has so what were the colours of the Keepers of the Solstice, OJ?
I think it was like dark
blue,
navy blue,
blue and gold.
white, white, navy, and gold.
So it would be it would be almost like a very subtly blue steel sort of look, and it would have like gold trim and the symbol obviously embossed onto the main bulk of the helmet, and it would be a visored helmet, so you can flip it up.
Okay.
And Ansriver, though you're on like the walls by yourself, one of Bishop Robert actually comes out, and just sits next to you, kind of like probably legs dangling off the side of the wall. You I know you want his time, but everyone gets a gift here, and that includes you. Oh, the Tybros, the Lord's son, he's given you this, and he passes you the portrait that he gave everyone else, but from us, and he hands you a folded cloak. We found it in our vaults. It's nothing overly special, but might have meaning to you. And he just pats you on the back and walks off. Unfolding the fabric, you see that it is a cloak of the Rangers of Dalmathena. So the Rangers of Whitewater of old that used to wear these to blend in with the forest. So it's like a very dark green sort of cloak, almost black, and it has the symbol of Dalmathena, almost like just sewn in the same color, so it blends in with the fabric. It doesn't it's not like silver or gold or anything, but it's very clearly the symbol of the Valley of the Elves.
I don't think he puts it on straight away. I think he just holds it. Yeah, and just thinks as he continues his watch.
Yeah, and contemplation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As the revelry continues, though, back. As for roll me a perception check.
All right.
I mean, I'm assuming you're probably going to make this, but
Yeah. Oh. I'm not. Am I moving around while I'm on the watch, or is it like? Is there a watch
so that's
point?
it's up to you. You could be walking around the walls, or you could be by the gate. It's up to you.
Mainly just thinking because of steady eye, where I get well, yeah, half my speed in a turn, so I get advantage. On perception and investigation. So, boop, 27.
Okay, yeah. So as you're kind of like watching out, you sort of kind of look up from that cloak, just having still been sat there just holding it and contemplated it. You look up and there's a figure in a flowing black cloak walking up the steps towards the gate. You wonder, like, how has he got this far without me noticing? But he appears to just be walking straight up the steps, very calmly. He's not like running, not trying not to be seen, just walking up the steps towards the open gate.
Um, is there someone that like I can signal to, or
No, the at this point, like the revelry is kind of spilling out of the inner walls. So it's like noisy back there.
shit. Um,
Shoot first, ask questions later.
well, because I assume the gate's closed right now.
No, the gate is open.
Oh shit.
So they left them open so the people in the tents and the caravans outside could come in. I mean, the settlement is very secluded. Like, not loads of people know about its existence. So,
yeah, I think I'll climb down and greet them, whoever this person is.
okay. You like he doesn't even acknowledge you.
Oh shit.
He just goes to walk straight past you.
Can I help you, friend?
No, I don't think you can.
Are you from here?
No. And he just carries on walking.
I'll just reach out a hand to like grab his arm.
You go to grab his arm, and before you've even like blinked, you are like on the floor, pinned by one arm. As you went out to reach him, he just grabbed you, and quicker than you could even, like, your mind could track, you were slammed into the ground. Hand is on your chest. Don't touch me, boy.
I'm just trying to keep the people here safe. Can't just let everyone in.
And he carries on walking.
Assuming my speed is faster than him, I'm sprinting to the party.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't even try and stop you. He watches you go. He carries on walking.
And yeah, I find I'm just looking for Randall or looking for Randall or
Randall, you're looking for Randall.
I'm looking for Randall. Yeah,
That's fine.
I'd say the main group is probably still in the inner bit where the festivities started. Probably
also,
still by
any
the
like yeah, if there's any just anyone that I've interacted with during my time here, then I will just also be like informing people along the way.
Okay, what are you
and
saying? What are you telling them?
as an individual dark cloak that has entered, I try to stop him. He pinned me to the ground.
As you come up to Randall saying this, I'm going to grab you by my shoulder and thrust a horn into your chest. And Andravir, you finally come to join the party at last.
No, I've come to warn the party.
Warm the party. It's warm enough
Someone
round here
just-
with good friends.
Someone just pinned me to the ground and has walked in, and I have no idea who they are, covered in a black cloak.
The wrestling competition ended ages ago. As he's like joking to his brothers and cousins.
Yeah, this wasn't a competition.
Would Sir Steve be close enough to hear this?
You would.
He's just gonna have heard this. He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna start walking towards the gate to leave.
As you start walking towards the inside gate bit, yeah, 'cause you guys are by the tree. The body of one of uh, Randall's cousins just goes flying past. Like just careens into like one of the like benches that has been put up. He's still alive, but he's just been thrown through the gate. He's screaming on the other side as this figure just walks straight through the gate.
I think I will then perk up my interest and accompany Sir Steve and stand shoulder to shoulder with Sir Steve as we approach this man together. And as we approach him, I go, "You, stranger, reveal yourself."
Step aside. As he carries on walking, doesn't look like he's slowing down.
As he comes towards me, is he very shadowed? Can I see his face in any way?
He's got a hood over his face. He's got a very long, very long dark black beard, hinted with grey at the tips. But a long, like hooded cowled hood over his eyes. All you can see is the dark beard and his mouth.
I'm gonna cast light on my Lataran symbol and hold it up. Reveal yourself. Trying to shine light on his face.
You try to shine light on him, and it almost casts him in further shadow. Do you step aside?
I think we both know what my answer is.
Do you step aside, Sir Steve?
Yeah, while they're having this interaction, I'm looking for Saint Ethelred.
When I'm gonna, if he doesn't like react to the light, I'm gonna turn to a family member and go, "Get the bishop." I'm gonna stand there with Sir Steve.
Yeah, I mean, most of your family have like to off there. They're like to the sides. Like most of your family aren't fighters.
I'm gonna make sure one of them gets the bishop.
I'm passing my drink
okay,
off to someone standing next to me.
The most of the brothers and Saint Ethelred are inside the chapel. So I think you probably go running into there.
Once again, I will speak to him. Declare your intentions, stranger.
I've come for what is mine. And if you
That's
don't
never
move,
been-
And what exactly is that?
he's one pace away from you. Still not moving?
Oh.
He puts a single hand on both of puts his hands up, and the two of you just go flying back. As if thrown by force. Like you'd either go careening into like some barrels of stuff, or into the crowd where they catch you and stop you from hitting something else too hard. But he looked like he made no effort at all, and he just carries on striding towards the chapel. Answer, you get inside. What are you saying to the brothers? They're kind of like praying at this point.
My apologies, but we have an issue. Someone has entered and is on their way, I think, to take something to do something he has already pushed through into the inner walls.
Saint Ethelred looks to everyone, Bishop, Robert, to arms then. And they all grab a weapon. And they stand in front of where their main altar is. Most of you would have seen because they'd have shown you where they put the book, because obviously you guys deserved to know where that was being placed. You safeguarded it for a good time, so they showed you where that was being placed, and you know that the vault is underneath that altar. The figure just opens the doors; they just swing open.
Yeah, I would have tried to find a place to just hide and just prepare a bow, just prepare my bow and arrow. Yeah.
So Steve, Randall, you getting up?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna get up and go to Sir Steve. So Steve,
Aye.
can you stand?
Yeah, he's already dusting himself off. Yes. This isn't a time for talking, though, Randall. He's gonna start jogging after this guy.
Are you armed?
He at no point during his stay here would he not have his sword with him. Not with the threat the cult might appear at any time.
Okay. I'm gonna
He doesn't
say
have his armor, but he has his sword.
I would say my weapons would be by the doorway on the way in, so I can grab them on the way in. I wouldn't take my weapons in, but I'll be able to be like, aha, that's where I left them, and I'll catch up.
Tybris comes running over to catch up, and Uriel reads his elven companion, reads it, and tosses him his spear and his claw. Tybris captures it as he runs on, and he takes off his party cloak, because that's for partying.
Can't get that.
Now the real party begins.
And I'll jog and catch up with you guys, because I'm very quick.
We'll burst through the door simultaneously behind this man.
Trouble?
Brother Robert kind of steps forward. Step no further. We do not want to harm you. But we will defend this place with our lives.
I'm gonna yell across the hall. Brother Robert, there is no stopping this man. He has not declared his intentions, but they are not to join our party.
You just hear him say, "So be it." As he takes another step forward, Brother Tobias charges with his big old mace, swings at him. The guy just turns, lets the mace swing past him, and almost like from nowhere, he draws this sword from underneath his cloak. This very deep black sword, and just uses the flat of the blade to just hit him on the shoulder, and he goes careening into the wall. And he carries on going. Brother Micah does the same, swings at him. He just parries the sword, shatters the sword with his own, grabs Micah by the throat, and then just chucks him behind him.
Yeah, I tried to move to the side and was just holding a bow and waiting for a signal. This seems like a signal, so I'll release it, but I don't.
Yeah,
I have
roll
very
to
little
hit.
faith.
Roll to hit.
Very little faith.
Roll to hit.
Would I be
could
able to
nat 20.
insightful fighting? I don't know. I doubt this will do anything. I don't think I can get a read on this dude. Yeah, maybe I'll just shoot. 24?
You fire, and he just catches it. He's not even looking. He just catches it behind him, snaps it, and just carries on going.
I'm going to. I'm going to go to Rachel in the room.
No, this isn't in your room. This is in the chapel itself.
Yeah.
So you guys and the monks are the only ones in here at this point.
Interesting.
While this happened, another one of Brother Boris charges him, and this guy throws Brother Boris like he is a child. Like, Brother Boris goes over him and he just, like, lifts him and just launches him past the altar onto the wall behind.
You know this would go a lot easier if you just told us why you were here.
Here, you are but children playing with their father's toys. As he batters aside Brother Robert's sword and just throws him over to where you are, Antonville. Without looking, he just throws him at you. Roll a dex save for me to try and dodge out of the way of Bishop Robert.
26.
Do not know. Yeah, you dive out of the way. You do not know the powers in which you play with. And Saint Ethelred comes from the shadows. It's just like, it steps forward. But I do. And he goes to swing.
Can I do something first as well for Saint Ethelred as I see him do that?
Yeah.
Can I see him come through, and I'm going to give him advantage on his attack?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And Brandon?
As Brother Robert, I assume, was like the last one who was like got thrown out of the way. Sir Steve would like start sprinting up behind as well, ready to try and like grab this guy.
As Saint Ethelred, possibly the best person with fighting that you've probably seen fight. He actually like connects and that manages to like hold him rather than being just battered aside. But this figure moves with a blinding speed that even Saint Ethelred cannot keep up with. He blocks, parries out the way, and you watch as he just swoops down underneath the strike and just hamstrings Saint Ethelred as he falls to his knees. And he just kind of grabs Saint Ethelred's hair as he just drags him towards the altar. Are you still are you charging?
I'm gonna scream to the man, not scream, but yeah. We may be mere children to you, but we do know what powers we play with. And we're not playing. We're fighting for the right fight. We're fighting for Lazarium. Who do you fight for?
As Sir Steve, as you're charging, and Saint Ethelred just gets thrown at you. So roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Not strength though. I'm not even gonna try to dodge out of the way. I'm just trying to. I'm just.
You want to catch him instead?
Yeah. I'm just gonna like grab him midair and try and stay on my feet as I'm launched backwards. Try not to get hurt. There's no way I dodged that.
Roll me a strength save and then throw to catch him. Then try and soften the collision. Yeah, that's fine. You managed to catch him and like cushion the blow. You both hit the deck, but you managed to not get injured, and you managed to make sure he doesn't get any more injured. Though you knew that, so the Bishop Robert had to like do almost like bordering on magic ritual sort of to make the altar move. And I want everyone here to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Does he answer my question of who does he fight for?
As he kind of like, he raises a hand backwards.
Not going well, is
Can
it?
I use a spell to help people, or is it too late for their saving throws?
If it's a reaction, you can. If not,
Nope. It's an action.
You have doomed us.
Does he not respond to the who do you fight for then?
not immediately, because he just throws his hand back as like, so Steve, like you get up and start charging, and you just find yourself frozen. You can still hear, you can still see, but you can't move. All of you just get frozen in the spot.
From 19. Holy shit.
This is the last thing we wanted to happen.
He
Well, it's
just holds
Christmas,
out a hand. He holds out a hand, and the altar just moves. And like Bishop Roberts there, just don't do this.
Can we
said-
speak?
You can speak.
I said, you were children playing with your father's toys,
Can I?
playing at being heroes, thinking you can play with the gods.
He steps down into the vault, but a moment later, he emerges and he has the book, and he has the seal that Saint Ethelred had.
I know who you are.
The
You
hood
can't-
that kind of just turns to look. He begins walking out. This guy, and he looks, but he stops and looks to you.
The Forgotten One. The one of winter, the one of night.
I am no
Why
god.
can't-
But I have walked with them, spoken with them. You do not know the powers at play. You have tasted but a trickle of what is to come. They still act against you. They will have come for these eventually.
And he walks up to you, like next to you, Randall.
And you would have been powerless to stop them.
He walks to the door.
Was like trying to speak, but he's just like broken and frozen.
Tigress is just at the door, just like, goodbye.
And as he gets to the door, and he turns around.
When you find the artifact at Everspire, bring it to the Lunar Isle. Do not make me find you.
And he walks out. And a minute passes. And then you guys are unfrozen, and you can move.
Gonna
Silence.
sprint out the door after him, make sure nobody else got hurt in his wake as he left.
No one's injured. There's obviously the one that was thrown at first, and there were a couple before that got thrown aside. But other than maybe bruised ribs, maybe the odd broken bone at worst, no one's been killed. No one's badly injured.
I'm gonna scramble over to Saint Ethelred.
Mhm.
Your leg. I'm gonna have a look at his leg. Is it healed?
Yeah, both his legs. That he just scraped the sword over like the back of both of his legs. Very, very deep cuts, but you can see it's starting to knit themselves back together. Jennifer just like sits up.
Well, that was not fun.
What was he? What was that?
The only thing, I don't know who it was, but the only thing I know is is that thing? That was her sword.
Yeah, speechless. Randall is just in shock as he tries to help Athelred to his feet.
Yeah. You probably have to give him a good bit more time because his hamstrings are essentially disconnected from his his bone at this point. You try and help him to his feet, and his legs just collapse again. Give me a
The
minute.
man heal.
Just give me a minute. I'll be
I'll
back.
stay with him till he heals.
Bishop Robert kind of like gets himself like he's been like crashed into like this like wooden table that was to the side that you just narrowly got out of the way of Vance River. He kind of gets up.
Yeah, Ezra will help him up.
What did he take?
The seal. The book.
We must prepare for the worst.
He wants more.
What?
He spoke of an artifact in Everspire. Seemed to think that we would be the ones getting it. Then we are to take it to him. I don't know why we would do that, though.
Was there a threat?
Said bring it to him. Don't make him come looking for.
I will send word to all our people. It's possible the end times are upon us. Seek out this artifact, I guess. When the snows pass. Do you know where this Everspire is?
Well, funnily enough, I believe it was where we were heading next, and sort of looks over to our noble.
Go there. Do what needs to be done. I'm guessing they're going to be there. We'll have to stop them.
Yeah, Ansarvaz sort of just nods and walks out, walking past Tybros and just patting him on the shoulder. Seems like you get your wish. We go into your hometown. And I'll head out back to the wall. There's not much else I can do.
I certainly wasn't expecting that kind of backing.
And at that, we'll finish the session then.
Right. Farewell, streamers. Bye.